In a small village under the shadow of the majestic Majapahit Empire, a child was born without a great name. No royal blood flowed in his veins. No prophecy predicted he would change the history of the Indonesian archipelago. However, from that womb of simplicity, a man was born who would one day challenge the limits of power and vow to unite the islands scattered by the ocean and greed. His name was Gajah Mada. Initially, he was just a small soldier in the Bayangkara army, the king's guard, the protector of the palace. His body was strong, his eyes sharp, but what stood out most was his determination. On the training field, when others stopped in exhaustion, Gajah Mada kept going. As the rain whipped his face, he gripped the ground and vowed, "I will rise as high as I can. I will change my own destiny." And history heard that vow. The opportunity came when the Kedah and Sadeng rebellions shook Majapahit. Many nobles retreated, fearing death. But Gajah Mada, he stepped forward. With cunning strategy and extraordinary courage, he led a small force through enemy lines. In one night, he conquered a territory considered unconquerable. The news reached Queen Tribuana Tunggadewi, and before the palace, for the first time, the name of a commoner resounded with the nobility. Gajah Mada, the young prime minister who brings victory. His rise through the ranks was swift, too swift for some. The nobility were envious. The officials eyed him suspiciously. How could a commoner stand on equal footing with the royal blood of Majapahit? But Gajah Mada was undaunted. He knew that the world only bows to those who dare to challenge destiny. And before the queen, he uttered words that would shake the entire archipelago. "As long as I have not conquered the entire archipelago, I will not enjoy Palapa," the Palapa oath. A promise that would change the course of history. From that day on, Gajah Mada's ambition became an obsession. Island after island, kingdom after kingdom, he fought not only with the sword, but with strategy, diplomacy, and deceit. The kingdoms of Bali, Sunda, Kalimantan, and even Maluku all became part of a grand dream he called Nusantara. Kings trembled at the sound of his name. He was not just a prime minister, he was a symbol of power. But beneath his glory loomed a subtle crack that would one day destroy everything. Some court officials began to grow restless. They wondered, was Gajah Mada still loyal to the king or to his own ambitions? When he opposed a political marriage between Majapahit and the Sunda kingdom, the court was torn in two. He believed the marriage was a form of submission. But for the king, it was a way to maintain peace. Both were right, and both were wrong. And from this difference was born the greatest tragedy in Majapahit history, the Bubat incident. On the Bubat field, blood flowed. The Majapahit troops who came to welcome the bride and groom turned into murderers. Princess Daya Pitaloka, a symbol of peace, died with honor. The entire archipelago shook. Gajah Mada was accused of being the mastermind. He, the unifier, is now the cause of division. Majapahit still stood, but the prime minister's reputation was shattered. He was removed from the palace, banished to a remote region, far from the center of power he had defended with blood and oath. There are no definitive records of what happened to him after that. Some say he died in silence. Others believe he deliberately disappeared, disillusioned with the world he helped build. But one thing is certain, Gajah Mada's name never truly died. Centuries after his fall, his name lives on, etched into books, immortalized in national emblems, and used as a symbol of strength and unity. Ironically, the man his king banished is now remembered more than the king himself. Perhaps that is the true destiny of a true leader. Not those who live in praise, but those who leave a mark, even when the world rejects them. And perhaps, if the night is quiet in the land of Majapahit, as you walk among the ruins of the old palace, you will hear a faint whisper. The voice of a prime minister who once swore an oath to the heavens. As long as the archipelago remains united, I will not enjoy Palapa.